Hailey Reese and welcome back to this spooky background. I have returned from my spooky adventures with my mom and Sarah, and let's just say I am so incredibly excited about today's video. As I'm sure you guys have seen by now, I did a video probably about a week ago-ish on There's a Dead Girl on Snapchat, and as you guys know, if you have seen that video, we were left on kind of a cliffhanger. Now, so many of you guys kept tweeting me, Instagramming me, commenting on my videos saying, please update us on the dead girl on Snapchat. And as much as I wanted to, I too was waiting for the update because I just so happened to stumble across this gem online, this incredibly chilling story, and I stumbled across it while it had just been posted. So I had no choice but to wait alongside with you guys to see what the next update would be, and I am so incredibly excited to announce that there is another part to this story, and that is what we are going to be reading today, because I have been thinking of this story almost every single day, wondering where it's going to go next. So without further ado, let's get into this part of There's a Dead Girl on Snapchat, because I have so many different theories. You guys have so many different theories. My phone almost fell, and I am so excited to see what happens. So let's get into it. So it says, there's a dead girl on Snapchat, a chilly office. I'm really so very sorry it's taken me so long to post updates about what's been going on. This has all been so crazy that I've been having difficulty finding the time to get all the details typed out. I stood there staring at my phone and wondering what else Lydia wanted from me. It wasn't the last time I was asking myself why she chose me to be her special messenger for all of this. Was I expected to get in contact with everyone from our little group and warn them? This is just crazy. I can't do that. Besides, I'm going out of town this weekend. I can't very well warn a couple dozen people of impending doom when I'm 3 states away. The rest of my day was non-eventful. I tried my best to keep my mind focused at work. Thankfully, there was a small catastrophe with a few students, Chromebooks, so I was able to stay occupied and distracted while I was still at work. There were several buzzes in my pocket as I was working on these Chromebooks, but I couldn't very well look at them while helping the students. When I was finally able to get back to my office, I pulled up my phone and saw the little ghost in my notification bar. My stomach lurched, and I had the urge to just ignore the messages. As if knowing my thoughts, my phone buzzed again with a new story to open. I told myself that I couldn't check whatever it was Lydia was trying to tell me at this time because the Wi-Fi at work has Snapchat blocked, and my cell phone signal is way too spotty in my building. It would take far too long to load. Plus, it was already the end of the day and I was ready to clock out. I could check it out when I get home. I placed my phone on my desk, face down, and the room got cold. I looked out my office window and noticed the sky was darker. I knew what that meant, and frankly, I was pretty pissed. This specter from beyond the grave was going to have her little temper tantrum, and I would have to deal with the cold spots and maybe a few flickering lights. I'm sure I could manage. Bad idea. I should mention that I work at a small high school with about 500 or so easily distracted students. So when the clouds rolled in and the rain started pouring seemingly out of nowhere, I could hear all the different classrooms around my office began to get a little louder with chatter as they wondered where the storm came from. I placed my phone on my desk charger and decided to walk around the building and see what the general mood was. It was pretty weird walking out of my chilly office into a hallway at a normal temperature, but my office is normally colder than the rest of the building. I could hear teachers trying in vain to rein in their students from staring out the window at the strong rain that had begun to beat down on the building. A couple of the classrooms had the teachers themselves staring out of the window in surprise. Rain had been in the forecast, but the skies were mostly clear for the first half of the day. Well, at least until I decided to ignore the ghost of my murdered friend. I made my way to the front desk and talked with a few of the people there about how crazy the storm was. One coworker was trying his best to hide that he was fiddling with the beads on his rosary. I was suddenly aware of how Jonah felt before deciding to go for a swim. I shivered as I finally got back to my office. It was downright frosty in there, and I could practically see my breath with each exhale. I closed my door and grabbed the hoodie I keep in my desk when it gets too cold in there. Of course, it didn't really help. Trying to work was no use because I was too distracted by my phone blinking yellow with what must have been a dozen Snapchat notifications. My pride and anger would not allow me to pick it up off the charger, and I could hear the storm getting louder and feel the degrees drop in my office. Just 2 days ago, I didn't have a superstitious bone in my body, and now here I was in an episode of Supernatural. Where were the Winchesters when you need them? "Fine, Lydia, you win," I exclaimed, probably a little too loudly, as I grabbed my phone off the charger. I turned off my Wi-Fi so the stories would actually load in Snapchat. It would take forever because of the terrible signal in my office, but I learned my lesson. Always listen to the ghost before she turns into a vengeful spirit. The stories loaded almost right away because of course they did. Why would I think that something as trivial as data signal would stop someone who was literally communicating with me from beyond the grave? The first story started out as a dark gray screen. I could faintly hear Cheek to Cheek by Fred Astaire playing, but the audio didn't sound like it was coming from my phone. Have you ever had a pair of Bluetooth headphones sitting on your desk playing music when you hold your phone in your hand? Like it sounds distant and far away, and you're not sure you're hearing it, but you know it's there. Heaven, I'm in heaven. A sunflower appeared on my screen, bright yellow with dingy red streaks, and my heart beats so that I can hardly speak. A blurry, hard-to-view video of what looked like someone climbing a fence, and I seemed to find the happiness I seek. A thud of someone landing from the top of the fence to the ground with some rolling around to ease the impact of the fall. When we're out together, dancing cheek to cheek. Heavy panting, trees, bushes, rushing by quickly. The ground rushes towards the camera as whoever is filming falls face first. They get up off the ground and they keep running until they come across a small stream. The song continues to play lightly in the background. Oh, I love to go out fishing. Big hands reach down and grab the filthy water in a river or a creek. Water splashes the camera and I swear I can feel the moisture on my face. Maybe I'm just sweating despite the cold, but I don't enjoy it half as much. I hear a sneeze. It confirms what I was thinking. It's a deep sneeze, the sneeze of a man. I can hear the desperation in it somehow. It's one of those sneezes that rocks your entire body and makes you feel like every fiber of your being was just punched. I can see the stars you get in your eyes after that type of sneeze. As dancing cheek to cheek. The camera angles down to the surface of the water. I can see the ripples disappear slowly as a reflection begins to appear. I'm not sure who he was running from or where he was trying to get to, but staring at me was the face of a man filled with desperate hatred and malice. It was the face of Naveed. And that is where this particular update ends. That's where this part in this series drops off. That Naveed is the one in the video, which leaves me with so many more questions. Like, if it was Naveed the whole time, like if Naveed was the one Snapchatting as though he were Lydia, one, why would he say to warn George? Two, why did George react the way he did when he was warned? And three, why is Lydia there? What? I have literally so many questions about this particular part, and I just really hope this isn't the end of the series. I really hope that there's going to be more updates and more parts and more figuring out as to what's really been going on with Lydia and these Snapchats and Naveed and George and just everybody involved. I'm so completely and utterly confused, but so drawn in by this story. Like, this story is so incredibly captivating. It just leaves me with so many questions. Wow. So this is the point in the video where I ask you guys to please go ahead, drop your comments down below. Let me know what on earth you guys think is going on, what you think was happening with that storm, if all along it really was just Naveed. Why do you think Naveed would be doing this? Do you think Lydia plays a role? Who and what was Naveed running from? I just don't even know what to think. So make sure to drop your comments down below. I'll be reading through them and trying to figure out what could be going on. I'll also be liking some of my favorite theories or theories that I think may be probable or are thought-provoking. So make sure to comment down below. And that is it for today's video. Let's all say a little prayer that we get updated soon and we know what happens next. If you guys are new to my channel or you are just not yet subscribed but you do enjoy my videos, make sure you go ahead and click that subscribe button, join the Reese's Pieces, and if you are already a Reese's Pieces, make sure you have your bell turned on for your post notifications so you know when I upload and you never miss a video, because I am uploading every single day and I really don't want you guys to miss my videos. Also, please give this video a big thumbs up if you did enjoy it. I really loved this series and I love that we're all so invested in it. So when I see that you guys are enjoying it, it just makes my heart super happy. So please do that. Remember, my loves, do all things with kindness. And until next time, I love you.